What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. I am re-recording this in CapCut. I tried it once and it failed, so I checked for an update and there was one, so I've updated to a beta, and hopefully that will stop it from not working properly. But with today's trades, so today we started out, a bunch of the indicators were pointing up for going long, some were pointing short, so we were kind of sandwiched. We were below VWAP coming in pre-market here, and then as the market opened up, we pushed above VWAP, came back down to the bottom, put in the low here, and then pushed back up, pushed back down. Right here was a trade that I was thinking about taking based off of the support and the wicks that we were seeing here, but we were sandwiched between VWAP and VWAP was saying down at the time. So I did not take this trade. I believe it would have worked though. But then we tweezer topped up here, came back down. We pierced the bottom again, and then a big reaction off of the bottom there. This was coming into the 10 o'clock news, so I wasn't really looking for a trade so much here. I wanted to remain patient. I kept telling myself to remain patient, but I was notating what I was seeing in the market. Here we had a pretty big stop. 3 point stop. It looks bigger than what it is. That would have been a 3 point stop. Green overtakes red, but we would have hit break even. Yeah, that trade would have actually worked out in hindsight. So this green overtakes red on the 1 minute would have worked out. This set up as an RBI that I started to take, but I just wasn't really feeling it again going into the 10 o'clock news. It would have triggered and it would have been a full profit. That's why I put an arrow there. But again, this data, when the news came out, could have immediately been a red candle as well. So it was just one of those things where I didn't really want to take that trade there. Then we traded back down to the midline, and then this trade I marked out here because I did want to take this trade, but I try to enter my entries about 5 to 10 seconds before the candle closes, and this candle just pushed up too far before the actual candle closed, so I couldn't get in. But this one would have been a good one, 875 with a 575 stop would have been 3 points, and you can see we went all the way up. And then this candle here was an sort of like an RBI, but it was more of an inverted hammer because of this tall wick. So I didn't really want to take this trade. I was anticipating us pulling back to the opening range. So this one went and pushed higher. And this is about where my patience started running out. I should have walked away, I guess, at this point. But we started putting in this area here where we were kind of wicking up and down through here. And then I just felt like we were going to go short here to the opening range. So the risk to reward was there. 765 entry, 675 entry with a 875 stop was 2 points. We pushed down 575 and then on down to 375 was my target. You can see we one tick ripped my target here at 74. So when we did, I pulled my stop down to 75. I gave it 1 point there, and it pulled back up against me before pushing further down, stopped me out. I was up like $300. This is where I should have walked away. If you watched my video yesterday, I was like, hey, if I make 900 or 1300, whatever, I'm willing to take another risk because my goal for the day is between 3 to 500. I should have walked away right here. I was up 300 and I should have just left right here because I didn't have the money to risk at this point to take another trade. But for some reason I didn't think that or think about that, and we pushed up. This green overtook red, which was also on the 2 minute chart. So I entered here and immediately got stopped out. So now I was down, I don't know, like $200, I think. And then we started pushing back up. So I put in this trend line here. We pushed up, we pushed down, we pushed up, we pushed down, we pushed up. I put in this trend line here. And then when we came down through here, I said, okay, if this breaks this red candle, we're definitely breaking this trend line and going higher. So we did. So I got entered in here. My stop was down below this candle here. I actually took one tick of slippage here. It was 250 down here was my stop, 72.50. One tick below this big red candle here. And then we pushed back down. We held the support again, and we held the downtrend line, and we pushed back up again. So this entry, the reason this one's way up here is this was based off of the 2 minute chart more so. But also it is one tick above this red candle. All of this was wiping out this red candle here. So I entered here as a double entry. My stop was still the same down here. In hindsight, I should have raised my stop up to below this candle here, and that would have saved me some of the loss because I ended up getting out at 225. this would have been 375, so that would save me 1.5 there on the contracts that I had. But you can see we pushed up, and right here we turned around and we came down, and then I got stopped out, and we've just kind of chopped back into this chop zone again. So had I taken off this trade here and just walked away, I'd been up $300 for the day. I'd have been done, and then I would have missed all this chop in my max drawdown. Now, if you saw my video yesterday, though, you saw I made $3,000. So overall for this week, I'm still up $2,000, even though I hit my max loss on this account. This was another fresh account that started today, and so now, we'll see what tomorrow holds. I'm not trading Thursday or Friday because of the holiday and because of my anniversary. So we'll see what tomorrow holds and see what we can do. With this account, I have about $900, $950 in drawdown, so I can take about 2 trades of 3 ticks here, or 3-point trades on this account, because I was up, where this pushed down, I was actually up $500 and then got stopped out. I was up like 3 something. So my drawdown increased from 47.5 to 48, and my account balance is now at 48,993 because of my max loss on these 2 trades here, or 3 trades actually. So I lost this one, and then I lost these. So that was a 3-trade loss there. I lost 3 trades after making this one. So in hindsight, from now on, if I hit $300, I'm done. If I hit, $700, $800, $900, I can take one more trade because it'll leave me at $300. But these trades shouldn't have happened here. I should have walked away after getting just this $300. So lesson learned for today, putting it in the rule book, and we live to trade another day.